877-381-3811. 877-381-3811. We hit cleanup in this spot. The end of the evening and the night, most of you. We actually hit cleanup and we lay the foundation for the guys in the morning. We want to thank our friends at the great affiliate in Orlando, WDBO 580 AM, for a little montage audio of what took place in your nation's capital over the weekend. Now, you should understand that these are the people who the idiots in Congress listen to. The anarchists, the Marxists, all sorts of ists, all kinds of nutcases. And they've left this crowd and they've become Speaker of the House and the Majority Leader of the Senate. I want you to listen to this. Put your recorders on. Pull the kids around. Stop eating. You're going to vomit anyway. Cut 13. Go.
Here's the way that George explains our mission in Iraq. They tried to kill my daddy, so I had to hit them back.
When we voted, it was a directive to bring our troops home now. It was a directive.
We say to the Congress, pull out now! Pull out now!
Yes.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
No.
But he not only cares about black people, he doesn't care about anybody that's not with him.
There should be no anti-war rally without labor in the House.
People across this country are sick and tired of being sick and tired.
We are here today to say that nearly 4 years of the American occupation of Iraq is enough, and that nearly 40 years of the Israeli occupation of Palestine is clearly more than enough.
Congressman John Conyers from Michigan.
Oh, wow, loser.
We stopped the war in Vietnam, didn't we?
My name is Maxine Waters.
Oh, good. Who cares?
I'm not afraid of George W. Bush.
The Bush ignored Katrina.
No, Jesse
Beyond
Jackson.
New Orleans, Katrina's a metaphor for abandoned, neglected urban and rural
And
America.
we women say, pull out now.
Some have said recently that impeachment is off the table. We're here because it's our job, just like it's yours. We're Americans, and our fellow Americans are dying as we're standing here.
Listen to the sons and daughters who are returning and their families, and you will know that the war is being fought here in the hearts and minds and bodies of those that are returning.
Let's get him out of office before he starts ruling.
All right, that's enough. That's enough. One massive freak show. One massive freak show. And I want to congratulate you Democrats out there. This is the face of the modern Democrat Party. These are the voices of the modern Democrat Party. What a bunch of fruitcakes. And then they drag out Hanoi Jane Fonda, a traitor who should have been in prison for what she did in the first place, back during the Vietnam War. You weasel Republicans in the Senate, and you know who you are, you Republicans. That's right, you pubics, you Republicans. You know who you are. This is who you're throwing in with. This is your lot right here. Jane Hanoi Fonda, go.
Thank you so much for the courage to stand up against this mean-spirited, vengeful administration.
Such courage.
I haven't spoken at an anti-war rally in 34 years because I've been afraid that because of the lies.
Okay, stop there. Say, well, what other war rally would you have spoken at? It's convenient, isn't she? She never protested during DJ Bill Jefferson Clinton's presidency, did she? She had multiple opportunities to protest, but she didn't, because she's a hack. Go.
And continued to be spread about me in that war, that they would be used to hurt this new anti-war movement. But silence is no longer an option.
No, stupidity and Marxism is where we should go. Well, this is what we're faced with, ladies and gentlemen. We have a large segment of the country that's absolutely lost its mind. Shame on you people who voted for the libs. Shame on you people who chose to stay home. You're responsible for this. Now you compare this trash with the great men and women in uniform who are fighting for this country. Who are the real patriots? Who are the real heroes? Who are the real citizens? You know who they are. Jane Fonda has made a fortune off this country that she hates. Sarandon and that idiot husband of hers, Tim, what the hell is his name? Do people even act anymore? Robbins. Two jerks. Made a fortune off my country while they undermine it every step of the way. Danny Glover, what's his deal? Unbelievable. And this Sean Penn. Not only a moron, he's a dwarf. Nobody listens to a stupid dwarf. And then these self-appointed lame brains, one screaming after the other. One uglier after the next. This is what our country's come. They think it's a grand old time, the 1960s and 70s. Another Vietnam. They're putrid. They're all Tokyo Roses. They're all undermining our country. And for public officials in this country to throw in with this lot is a disgrace. I'm talking to you, John Warner. And Chuck Schmegel. And more on Warner in a minute. And Olympia Snowjob and Susan Collins and all the rest of them. Not to mention the libs. It's grotesque. And then you go to the Hill newspaper. One of the rags on Capitol Hill. Listen to this. Anti-war protesters were allowed to spray paint on part of the west front steps of the United States Capitol building after police were ordered to break their security line by their leadership, two sources told the Hill. According to the sources, police officers were livid when they were told to fall back by U.S. Capitol Chief Philip Morse, who ought to be thrown out, and Chief Daniel Nichols, him too. They were the commanders on the scene, one source said, who requested anonymity. It was disgusting. Yes, peace. They trashed the Fox satellite truck. They trashed the Capitol building, and they're for peace. They're Stalinists. They're not for peace. After police seeded the stairs, located on the lower west front of the Capitol, the building was locked down, the source added. A second source who witnessed the incident said the police had the crowd stopped at 3rd Street, but were told to bring the police line in front of the Capitol. How stupid is that? We're not the French. Approximately 300 protesters were allowed to take the steps and begin to spray paint anarchist symbols and phrases such as, our Capitol building, you can't stop us around the area, the source said. Morse responded to these claims in an email Sunday afternoon explaining that the protesters were seeking confrontation with the police. Hey, Morse, you ever hear of a billy club, pepper spray, handcuffs, you know, the usual? While there were minor instances of spray painting of pavement by a splinter group of anarchists who were seeking a confrontation with the police, he wrote, their attempts to breach into secure areas and rush the doors of the Capitol were thwarted. The graffiti was easily removed by the dedicated architect of the Capitol staff, some of whom responded on their day off to quickly clean the area. What kind of an idiot is this? Spray painting any building was a crime last time I checked, let alone a government building, let alone our Capitol building. This guy should be fired. He's a moron. He added, it's our duty and responsibility to protect the Capitol complex, staff, and public